Well, hello, students. I hope you're making good progress on your final. Keep in mind the final is due the day that your class hour final will be. The virtual students is a little bit different. I kind of grouped you all because in classroom, I kind of have you grouped in one solid class instead of having a class of two, a class of two, a class of five. I just have a class of nine and whatnot. So I believe the virtual English 2 students, your final will be due next Thursday, which is December 17th, and the virtual English 4 students, your final is due on Tuesday, which will be December 15th. All right. But that's when your finals due. You do have 4 assignments that are due on Friday. You have the 3 reflections over different assignments that you pick. I have essays on there, but you can pick any assignment that you want to run those reflections through. And then the assignment that I'm going to talk about here in just a second. So just for just to get help have a better explanation, because now that I've explained it 8 times, I have a little bit better of like explaining how to do this final. So let's kind of do that. Share screen, and we're gonna go with this one, the English final. So real quick, just once again, your final is a project, a reflective project. For your final, I want you to create a project where you reflect on your learning from this past semester. It can be anything, any of these: write an essay, present a speech, make a poster, make an infographic, create a video, create a podcast. If you're a virtual student, your present a speech is kind of just create a video. You can do anything really. Just if it's not one of these 6, run it by me first, please. That way I can give you the thumbs up or thumbs down on it. There are 3 parts to this particular project that I want you to make sure you cover. The way I have these 3 parts structured: one will be your introduction, one will be your body, one will be your conclusion. So your overall evaluation is a kind of your introduction. So you'll begin your project with an overall evaluation of your learning this semester. What'd you learn, and how'd you learn it, and did you do it to the best of your abilities? Is essentially what I'm asking for here. So what did you learn in English? What about yourself? What did you learn about yourself as a writer? What about yourself as a reader, yourself as a student, yourself as an English speaker? This needs to be more, this is a reflection on you. I'm just wanting you to reflect on your own learning. So if you learned anything specifically about you in your processes of doing these things, talk about it right here in your introduction. And then, of course, you need to evaluate your performance. Did you perform to the best of your abilities? Why or why not? Like, did you do the best you possibly can? Did you not? I imagine some of y'all probably would say no, because like the current situation we find ourselves in, like your teacher, some of you have never met me face to face. You have only met me as this guy, this giant talking fat head on your computer screen. So that would affect how you have performed this semester probably. So that's your introduction. You kind of like state, here's the overall evaluation. And then your body, you're going to get into specifics. So for your next, you'll next pick a few assignments to reflect on that help highlight what you discussed in your overall evaluation. While talking about these assignments, consider the following questions. Why did you choose the specific assignment? What choices did you make while composing these assignments? What did you do well on the assignments? What do you think you did poorly on them? And how did each assignment influence you moving forward in the semester? Be specific. Try to don't just kind of give the vague one-word answer. Kind of be metacognitive, dig down deep to try to figure out what was seriously the reason why behind some of these questions. Your overall evaluation, of course, your introduction is where you kind of set everything up. This right here is where you're going to provide evidence to kind of prove it. Like if I was to structure this like a Tolman argument, the overall evaluation is your claim. The evaluation of your performance is your warrant and evidence that helps support that claim. So each assignment you bring in should help highlight what you say in your overall evaluation. Then your conclusion, the way you're going to wrap everything up, is your goals going forward. After reflecting on your learning this semester, conclude your project with some goals going forward. What do you want to do as a student next semester? What do you want to do as a writer next semester, a reader next semester, an English speaker next semester in class? That way I can have a better idea of how to help you achieve those goals. And 2, it helps you have something to strive for, and it helps show that learning never just stops. Like the purpose of this class, the purpose of this assignment is to make you a lifelong learner. I'm trying to give you the tools to where you can learn anything for the rest of your life. And so this is an important step with that. So you always need to have something where you're going to continue to learn, because no one's ever stopped learning. Now, so that is the final itself. Don't worry, I'll get to today's lesson here in just a second. there are these 3 reflections. You're going to pick 3 assignments. These are due Friday. These are supposed to help you with your final. These essentially could be your body paragraph, your body of your essay. And now keep in mind that I'm asking you to do 3, but if you feel like you need to bring in more assignments as evidence to help support your reasons, that's perfectly fine. So let's talk about today's assignment. Today, I'm wanting you to take the 3 assignments you did this over and create citations for them. All right, why and how? Well, it has been bemoaned throughout the school about your inability to cite, not just among English teachers, but among other content areas. And so one of the things I need to do is make sure I teach you how to use citations properly. And one of the easiest ways to do that is just to cite yourself. Now, of course, whenever you get into science, whenever you get into social studies, whenever you get into these other content areas, they're going to want you to cite outside sources. But the same concept comes into play when you cite yourself or outside sources. So let's talk about how you'd go about citing yourself. So here's how it works. All right, citing your own essays. So anytime you cite anything whatsoever, you have to have 2 parts to it. You have the in-text citation, which is giving credit where credit's due, saying here's who said this, and then you have the summative, the works cited entry, which is here's where to find it. So in the essay, you're not going to say put the entire place to where to find the information. You're going to do a shorthand, which is the in-text citation, and then at the end, where your references, where your works cited page, where all that stuff is, you'll be able to go, and then you can find where that would be located. So here's how to do in-text citations for your own essay. Since your work cited must include multiple works by the same author, then your citation must tell the reader to which of your works you're referring to. Give the title either in the text or in the parenthetical citation. In a parenthetical citation, give the full title only if it is brief. Otherwise, shorten the title to the first 1 or 2 words or 3 main words. You exclude. You don't include any of the articles, A, and the. Those are article adjectives. You don't include those. Those are kind of just vague, or not vague, but they are not necessarily important compared to other words that you would put in there. So here's 2 examples of how a works cited would work. The first one is what we call a running citation, where you establish who it is, and then at the end you just put the parenthetical of the page number or the year, depending on if you're using MLA or APA. Page numbers MLA, year is APA. In What You Talking About, I was able to demonstrate both my abilities to use descriptive language and my ability to analyze the meaning of an image when I discuss the layout of the advertisement, page 2 of that essay. So that is a running citation. They quote the essay right here. They say, here's the essay. You're going to put the essay in quotation marks because it is a shorter work. And then here is what we call a parenthetical, a true parenthetical, where at the end of what you're talking about, you put in parentheses citation. My understanding of a rhetorical situation is evident as I analyze the sexism in the Folgers coffee commercial by stating, while it is clearly unacceptable by today's standards for a husband to tell his wife that the women in the office were much better at making coffee, the general audience in the early 1960s wouldn't have had a second thought about how he treated his wife. And then in parentheses, when making coffee, page 3. So that's all you need to do is just say, here's this assignment, and here's where you can find it on this assignment. Okay, so that is an in-text citation. So all the citation is here's who said this. Here's where this was located. Now you're going to point to exactly where you could find it. So here's the works cited entry. The works cited entry is the thing that you put at the very end of the essay. And the assignment that for today is going to be focused on this works cited entry. So works cited entry. So you have a basic format. Here's what you need to include. You need to include your last name, comma, your first name, period, quotation marks, the title of what you put on the assignment, period, in quotes, the assignment title. So what was the assignment title on Classroom? Porterville High, comma, 2020, period. That is how you are going to structure it out. So if we had here's an example. Let's say the student's name was John Doe. So it would be Doe, comma, John, period. What You're Talking About was the title of the essay. Inquire and Explore essay is the assignment title, Porterville High School, and then 2020, the year. You put the year at the end. Now, that's basically kind of how you're going to structure it. So that's how you're going to create each citation, but you have a certain order that you're going to make the citations appear in. And here's how you would do that. Same author for 2 or more works. Give the author's name only in the first entry. For the second and any subsequent works by the same author, substitute 3 hyphens for the author's name, followed by a period. Within the set of entries by the same author, arrange the sources alphabetically by the first main word of the title, as in the example below. So basically, you're going to just take what you have here, and then you're going to put it kind of in order. Now, of course, your name will be the exact same each time. So what you're going to do is put 3 dashes right there, period. And then you're going to arrange your works cited. So you're going to arrange your assignments that you're citing in alphabetical order based on title. So if we look at the example, we have Doe, John, An Apple a Day, Express and Reflect Essay, Portage High 2020. We go down here, 3 dashes, what you're talking about, Inquire and Explore Essay, Portage High 2020, and then 3 dashes, Who's That Girl, Analyze and Interpret Essay, Portage High School 2020. So you're doing it in alphabetical order based on the title of the essay or the work that you're talking about, okay? So that's what you're doing for your homework. For the homework assignment, what I want you to do is the 3 assignments that you picked do your reflections over, I want you to create a works cited entry for them and put it in a works cited page like this right here. All right, so that is your assignment. If you have any questions, email me, pdavidson@portagel.mo.us. That's it today. You have the rest on the final. You probably won't video from me until next week whenever I hop on here and say, hey, just a friendly reminder, your final is due this week. Wink. So if you need any help, email me. I'll try. I should be focused. I have like 3 things I have to grade for before we started this final unit. There's like 3 things I got to grade. I should be done with those today, and then I'm 100% helping you I'm focusing on your final. So that if you need any help, please email me and I'll try to figure out how to help you. We can do a Zoom call, or we can I can try to answer it via email. So that's all I have. So that's all I got for you. I will see you Monday unless you have any